When rappers go to jail, many get out right away. That's not always the case though. These are rappers with the longest prison sentences. Bobby Shmurda. Bobby Shmurda had it all, and then lost it all when he was arrested on December 17th, 2014 on multiple charges of conspiracy, murder, drugs, and weapons possession. After receiving a 7-year sentence with additional charges for smuggling and contraband, Bobby served most of his time, but was denied release in the fall of 2020. However, in early 2021, he ended up walking free at the end of his maximum expiration. It's lucky for Bobby because otherwise he would have been in jail even longer. As it sits, however, he's managed to stay in jail for well over 2,000 days, something that would make a lot of people shudder. This guy got a 7-year sentence and he served it to the fullest. Flesh and Bone. 12 years would make a lot of people run for the hills, but Flesh and Bone stayed firm during his prison sentence. After being charged with assault with a deadly weapon, he spent over 2,000 days in jail before being released. He had to wait for well over 8 years to be set free, so it's not like he got out of there easily. It was a long road for him, but eventually he made it out. Nowadays, Flesh and Bone is doing a lot better, and he's managed to make something of himself despite his prison time. So it's not all bad news for the guy. Still, that long of a prison sentence would make a lot of people think twice about the risks they're taking. BG. BG has been in jail for quite some time, and he's still got a few years left of his sentence. He was arrested in 2009 on felony gun possession and witness tampering charges. After being found guilty, he has been in jail for well over 3,000 days and counting. His sentence is for 14 years, which is no joke. While it's a long time, BG's case shows that you can still come out of jail and be successful again. He's still very popular despite his extended vacation behind bars, so it's all good for him. C Murder. With a name like C Murder, it's up to you to decide if this guy was in jail for the right reasons or not. But the fact remains that he's been in jail for a long time. He was arrested in 2009 on charges of second-degree murder and has been incarcerated ever since. It's been over 4,837 days and counting since his arrest, so it looks like he may be in there for a while longer. His case has caused quite a bit of controversy due to the complexity and involvement of the Supreme Court, so we'll have to wait and see what happens next with C Murder before any verdict is given. Still, he has quite a few famous celebs on his side, so maybe he'll manage to get out sooner rather than later. Big Lurch. Big Lurch was a pretty famous Bay Area rapper in the early 2000s, but then he got caught up in some serious trouble. Sure, everyone knew that he had drug problems, but nobody quite knew the extent. Big Lurch has one of the most disgustingly horrifying cases of all. On April 10th, 2002, he was arrested and charged with murder, torture, and aggravated mayhem in connection to the death of a woman a friend of his was allegedly dating. He was high on PCP at the time and allegedly broke her neck, jaw, and eye socket while removing her lung before eating it. He's been incarcerated ever since then, and it's been over 7,500 days and counting. Not that Big Lurch is gonna get out anytime soon either, seeing as he's been sentenced to life in prison. And can you blame the jury? The dude had pieces of the victim in his stomach. Sure, maybe he was hungry, but that's still no excuse.